A Backlash 2025 live from St. Louis is officially off the air, and as always, the show had a number of notable botches and mistakes. Join us now as we look at all the moments that were not supposed to happen at WWE Backlash 2025. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out our new videos on Wrestlelamia XL. Number 1. MJF. Our botches and blunders at the 2025 Backlash Premium Live event started even before the main show had commenced. On the pre-show, there was a sign in clear shot referencing a certain AEW star. The sign referenced MJF and stated that Logan Paul is a poor man's MJF. The sign was on screen for a number of seconds before the WWE production team evidently panicked and the fan mysteriously disappeared out of shot. MJF wasted no time in referencing the sign directly as the former AEW World Champion took to X to state, "Guys, cut the kid some slack. Everyone is." Number 2. Stu. Speaking of botches on the kickoff show, there was a hilarious blunder from Michael Cole. As Cole, Wade Barrett and Biggie were discussing the show, Cole accidentally referred to Barrett as Stu. Stu, of course, being Barrett's real-life name. The three men were quick to laugh it off and move on, and it was a completely harmless botch. But it was great to see all three men find great humor in the botch. As if this was 10 years ago, Cole would have been utterly terrified of facing the wrath of former WWE Chairman Vince McMahon. But thankfully, this is a new era, the Triple H era, where it's not the end of the world if a talent makes a botch. Number 3. Drew McIntyre Injured. Now, as often the case with dangerous spots, things can go wrong in an instant. This was unfortunately the case during Backlash's opening contest. The biggest spot in the match saw Damian Priest hit a South of Heaven onto Drew McIntyre. However, this wasn't a traditional South of Heaven, as Priest hit it from a platform onto a table down below. Sadly, this spot went wrong as McIntyre's head ricocheted off the floor. McIntyre instantly grabbed his head, and knowing what we know about concussion-related injuries and head trauma, there was immediate concern. It was reported that McIntyre could potentially be hurt following the match, but thankfully Triple H would subsequently confirm during the post-Backlash press conference that the former WWE Champion is okay. The game would note that McIntyre was evaluated by WWE's medical team and isn't injured. However, Priest is one that came out worse for wear, as Priest lost a tooth according to Triple H. It's unclear when exactly this occurred, but it doesn't appear to have occurred during the aforementioned spot. Number 4. A Botched Ending. Now, a lot of fans are labeling the Lyra Valkyria vs Becky Lynch match as the best match of the Premium Live event, and for very good reason. The match was a fantastic title match, and it did a great job in elevating the Women's Intercontinental Championship. But with that being said, the match wasn't without its fair share of hiccups, specifically when it came to the match finish, as fans are calling out the match finish on social media. The finish of the match saw Lynch attempt to throw Valkyria into a exposed steel turnbuckle. Naturally, due to this being in clear view of the referee stopped Lynch and attempted to fix the broken turnbuckle. Upon doing so, Valkyria would hit her Nightwing finisher, and the referee awkwardly abandoned fixing the turnbuckle, and Lynch kicked out. Fans questioned if Lynch was supposed to kick out here, as the referee looked completely lost and didn't seem to know what was the next scripted spot in the match. The two would then deliver a new sequence which saw Lynch poke Valkyria in the eye, yet this didn't stop Valkyria from securing a surprise pinfall with a roll-up. This was yet another instance of fans believing that this was a botched finish and wasn't supposed to occur. Valkyria was selling whilst delivering the roll-up, and the fans believed that she was so focused on selling that she forgot to shift her body weight so Lynch couldn't kick out. This is supported by the fact that Lynch immediately jumped up following the pinfall, and the two proceeded to deliver the post-match angle. This inevitably won't be the only time the two face off on a major Premium Live event, so hopefully the finish to the next encounter is a little smoother. Number 5. Pat slips. If Pat McAfee was going to have another match on the main roster, then Gunther was the perfect opponent. Gunther is one of the most gifted pro wrestlers in the world, and Gunther has the ability to carry McAfee to a decent match. Unfortunately, even Gunther couldn't stop McAfee from botching numerous times throughout the contest. One key botch saw McAfee going to jump over the ropes, but he completely slipped. But still, McAfee and Gunther were quick to recover, and Michael Cole and Wade Barrett were able to cover for McAfee by putting it down to inexperience. Another notable spot occurred during the closing moments of the match, as Gunther was delivering supposedly stiff elbows to McAfee's head. The camera shots showed that Gunther wasn't making any contact with the strikes. For whatever reason, McAfee was outright no-selling the shots, which made the spot look incredibly bad. At one point, Gunther even directly told McAfee something, and the two proceeded to move on to the next planned spot. Was this Gunther taking issue with McAfee's lack of selling? Well, it's entirely possible. But nevertheless, McAfee does deserve a ton of credit, as despite numerous botches during the match, his performance was mostly excellent. It's easy to forget that McAfee isn't a pro wrestler at all, so the fact that he did such a good job is a testament to his natural athletic ability. Number 6, how did you miss it? And one of the best spots in the main event match between John Cena and Randy Orton saw Orton counter the AA into an RKO. This was a callback to the prior matches between the two, but unfortunately, the commentary team completely missed it. When Orton hit the counter, it was completely no-sold on commentary, and it took Michael Cole a solid minute to realize that Orton had hit an RKO at all. This could have been a huge moment and shouldn't have been missed on commentary. This is a rare L from Cole, but thankfully he was able to recover for his mishap quite well and move on. Number 7, announce table botch. Now, we all know the announce table is prone to causing botches in WWE, and the 2025 Backlash event was no exception. During the main event, Randy Orton would hit his own version of an AA onto John Cena onto the announce table. The table was supposed to break, yet Cena bounced off it. Cena's landing looked awful, and Cena was noticeably in a lot of pain. In one of the most awkward botches in recent memory, seconds after Cena took the bump and was already off the table, the announce table imploded. The table was likely rigged completely incorrectly, and WWE are evidently having a few new teething issues with their reinforced announce tables that they've only just recently introduced. Based on the footage we saw as fans, it appeared that when Cena was selling the spot, he pushed the side of the table that remained upright, and this is what led to the table finally imploding. It's possible that the table bump was supposed to be taken in a certain way to get the table to break cleanly, and Cena's body managed to completely miss the correct side of the table when he took the initial bump. There's also been speculation that the implosion wasn't remotely planned and the table was never actually supposed to break. This is supported by the fact that Orton tried to move the side of the table out of the way, and it was so heavy that even Orton wasn't able to do so. If the announce table was going to be rigged to explode, then the table would have been extremely light, but that wasn't the case here. Additionally, after the botched spot, Orton and Cena spent a few solid seconds talking to each other on the outside of the ring, and this suggested that the spot went badly wrong, and the two needed to work out how to get the match back on track. While Cena and his opponent openly calling spots isn't anything new, this was evidently a case of both men trying to work out how to move forward. Thankfully, the two WWE legends did, and the rest of the match was executed without a hitch. At number 8, John Cena breaks. The WWE Champion John Cena has mostly done a fantastic job in staying in character during his heel run. Cena's heel persona is just a different persona compared to his babyface act, and it could be easy for elements of the old Cena to accidentally slip in. Hilariously, on the post-Backlash conference, Cena would be interrupted by R-Truth, and Truth's antics would make Cena break for a few brief seconds. Cena instantly realized that he was smirking and instantly snapped back into his heel character. R-Truth has had an established history for being able to make wrestlers break character, as he's done it with names such as Brock Lesnar, Triple H, and now John Cena. A Cena and Truth program is set for the next few weeks of WWE programming, and it'll be interesting to see how many times Truth can make Cena break alive on television. But there you have it, folks, moments that were not supposed to happen at the 2025 Backlash PLE. Be sure to leave your comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.